A winter hurricane is forming off the East Coast right now, not a regular snowstorm, a snowcane. And if you live anywhere from Florida to Maine, the next 48 hours will bring weather conditions you have never experienced before. The question is not if this storm will hit. The question is how much snow will bury your city before Monday morning. Here is what the National Weather Service is not telling you loud enough. This storm is undergoing bombogenesis. That means the pressure drops 24 millibars in 24 hours. That is hurricane strength. But instead of rain, you get snow. Instead of storm surge, you get blizzard conditions. And the impacts? They have exploded overnight. Models shifted east. Totals increased, and over 70 major cities are now in the danger zone. Stay with me because in the next 30 seconds, I am giving you the reward you came here for. I have the exact snowfall totals for your city. I have the exact timing, when it starts, when it peaks, when it ends. And I have information about power outages that are happening right now in 6 states that nobody is covering. Over 260,000 homes are without power before this storm even hits, and that number is about to explode. Comment your city name right now. Drop it in the comments. I am reading every single one. I will personally reply with your forecast because this is not the time to guess. This is not the time to hope. This is the time to know exactly what is coming for your neighborhood. Here is the science that makes this storm so dangerous. 2 ingredients are colliding. Arctic air is pouring down from Canada. Temperatures 20 to 30 degrees below normal. At the same time, moisture is streaming up from the Gulf of Mexico. When these 2 forces meet off the Carolina coast, they create a closed low-pressure system. And when I say closed, I mean completely cut off from the jet stream flow. That creates maximum lift, maximum snow production, and maximum wind speeds. Let me show you what bombogenesis means in real terms. A normal winter storm might drop pressure by 5 to 10 millibars in 24 hours. That is enough to create a decent snowstorm. But this system, it is dropping 24 millibars in 24 hours. That is the definition of a bomb cyclone. That is why we call it a snowcane. It has the intensity of a hurricane but the temperature structure of a blizzard. Wind gusts will reach 70 to 90 miles per hour along the coast. Waves will reach 20 to 22 feet offshore, and snow will fall at rates of 2 to 4 inches per hour at the peak. But here is what shifted overnight. The European model moved the track 50 miles further east. That is massive. That changes everything. Cities that were expecting 6 inches now might see 12. Cities that were expecting 12 might see 18. And cities that thought they would miss the storm entirely are now right in the bullseye. Let me break this down region by region, city by city, so you know exactly what to expect. Starting in the south, because this storm has a surprise nobody saw coming. Florida. Yes, Florida. Gulf effect snow is possible. Now listen carefully, this will not accumulate, but you could see flurries, actual snowflakes falling from the sky in parts of Florida. The best chance is Sunday going into Monday. North of Tampa, Spring Hill, west of Brooksville, you have a 10 to 20% chance of seeing flurries. This has not happened since 2010, and it is happening because of the extreme cold air mass behind this storm. Wind chills in the Florida Keys could drop to freezing. That breaks records going back over a decade. Georgia. Atlanta saw an ice storm earlier this week. Power is still out for thousands. But this storm mostly misses Atlanta. Northern Georgia, including Athens, could see 1 to 2 inches Saturday afternoon. Starts around 2 p.m., ends around 10 p.m. Not a major snow for Georgia, but combined with ice still on the roads from the previous storm, this creates dangerous conditions. Any new snow on top of ice is a recipe for accidents. South Carolina. This is where the gradient gets steep. Myrtle Beach and Charleston. Snow begins Saturday morning around 8 a.m. Accumulation 2 to 5 inches. Now that does not sound like much, but here is the catch. These are coastal cities not used to snow. 2 inches shuts down everything. 5 inches is a disaster, and the timing is tricky. You might see mixing. Sleet could cut into totals. Storm ends Sunday morning around 9 a.m. Columbia, snow begins Saturday morning around 5 a.m. Accumulation 3 to 6 inches. Peak rates Saturday mid-morning. This storm moves fast. By the time you wake up Saturday, you will already have 2 to 3 inches on the ground. Storm ends Sunday morning around 7 a.m. Greenville, upstate South Carolina. This is higher elevation. Snow begins Saturday morning around 4 a.m. Accumulation 5 to 8 inches. Some models show 10 inches possible in the highest elevations near the North Carolina border. Storm ends Sunday morning around 6 a.m. Spartanburg, same forecast as Greenville, 5 to 8 inches. Florence, 4 to 7 inches beginning Saturday morning around 6 a.m. North Carolina. This is the bullseye. This is where the Snowcane explodes. Charlotte, snow begins Friday night around 11 p.m. By Saturday morning rush hour, you will have 6 to 8 inches already on the ground. Peak intensity, Saturday morning through early afternoon, snow rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour. Total accumulation, 10 to 14 inches. This is a historic snow for Charlotte, the biggest snow in over 15 years. Wind gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour will create blowing and drifting snow. Travel will be impossible Saturday. Do not attempt to drive. Storm ends Sunday morning around 8 a.m., but the snow that fell will not melt. Temperatures stay below freezing through Tuesday. Fayetteville. This is the jackpot zone. Snow begins Saturday morning around 2 a.m. Peak intensity Saturday morning. Total accumulation, 12 inches, 1 foot of snow. This is the big number. This is what the models are screaming. Fayetteville is right where the upper-level low parks itself. That means maximum snow production. Storm ends Sunday morning around 9 a.m. Raleigh. Snow begins Saturday morning around 3 a.m. This forecast is complicated. The models show 8 to 12 inches. But there is a wild card, a dry slot. If drier air wraps into the storm Saturday afternoon, snow production could shut down for a few hours, then restart Saturday night. This would cut totals. Conservative forecast, 6 to 10 inches. Aggressive forecast, if no dry slot, 10 to 14 inches. Storm ends Sunday morning around 10 a.m. Durham, same as Raleigh. Greensboro. Snow begins Saturday morning around 1 a.m. Accumulation 8 to 12 inches. Peak Saturday morning. Storm ends Sunday morning around 8 a.m. Winston-Salem. 7 to 11 inches. Begins Friday night around midnight. Asheville. Mountains always enhance snow. 8 to 13 inches. Begins Saturday morning around 3 a.m. Higher peaks above 4,000 feet could see 15 to 20 inches. Boone and Blowing Rock, 15 to 20 inches likely. This will be one of the biggest snows in years for the high country. Wilmington, coastal location, 6 to 10 inches. Begins Saturday morning around 7 a.m. Mixing possible, which could cut totals. Jacksonville, 7 to 11 inches. Greenville, 8 to 12 inches. These are huge totals for eastern North Carolina. Now here is where it gets truly dangerous. The Outer Banks, Hatteras, Ocracoke, Nags Head, Kill Devil Hills. This is a life-threatening situation. Snow accumulation, 8 to 12 inches. But that is not the story. Wind gusts will reach 70 to 90 miles per hour. Read that again. 70 to 90 miles per hour. That is hurricane-force winds. With snow falling, that is a blizzard by any definition. Visibility will drop to 0. Whiteout conditions will last 12 to 18 hours. Waves offshore will reach 20 to 22 feet. Coastal flooding is guaranteed. Homes will be damaged. Some homes will be lost. This happened earlier this year. It will happen again. Rip currents will be deadly. Do not go near the water. Do not go outside unless absolutely necessary. This is the most dangerous part of the entire storm. Snow begins Saturday morning around 7 a.m. Peak intensity Saturday afternoon through Sunday morning. Storm does not end until Sunday afternoon around 3 p.m. The Outer Banks will be cut off from the mainland. Highway 12 will be impassable. If you are there now, you need to leave today. Thursday afternoon, do not wait until Friday. By Friday afternoon, it will be too late. Virginia, this state splits dramatically. Norfolk and Virginia Beach, snow begins Saturday morning around 8 a.m. Accumulation 8 to 12 inches. Wind gusts 50 to 60 miles per hour along the coast. Blizzard warnings are almost certain. This will be a high-impact storm for the Tidewater region. Peak intensity Saturday afternoon and evening. Storm ends Sunday morning around 11 a.m. Newport News and Hampton. Same forecast as Norfolk. Richmond. Snow begins Saturday morning around 6 a.m. Accumulation 6 to 9 inches. The storm track keeps the heaviest band just east of Richmond, but 6 to 9 inches is still a major snow for the capital. Storm ends Sunday morning around 10 a.m. Roanoke, higher elevation, 7 to 12 inches. Begins Saturday morning around 4 a.m. Lynchburg, 6 to 11 inches. Charlottesville, 3 to 6 inches. The totals drop off quickly as you go west from the coast. Danville, near the North Carolina border, 8 to 12 inches. Begins Saturday morning around 3 a.m. Northern Virginia, including Fairfax, Arlington, Alexandria. This is the D.C. suburbs. Snow begins Saturday morning around 8 a.m. Accumulation 3 to 7 inches. Not as much as further south, but still a significant snow. Storm ends Sunday morning around 11 a.m., Washington, D.C. Snow begins Saturday morning around 9 a.m. Accumulation 4 to 8 inches. The model spread is wide here. The GFS keeps it lighter around 4 inches. The European model shows 8 inches. I am splitting the difference. Figure on 6 inches as a reasonable forecast. Storm ends Sunday morning around noon. Maryland, Baltimore. Snow begins Saturday morning around 9 a.m. Accumulation 5 to 9 inches. Peak Saturday afternoon, storm ends Sunday around noon. Annapolis, 4 to 8 inches. Ocean City, this is on the Atlantic coast, 7 to 12 inches with very strong winds. Blizzard conditions possible Saturday night. Wind gusts 50 to 60 miles per hour. This will be a dangerous situation along the Maryland beaches. Frederick, higher terrain, 6 to 10 inches. Hagerstown, 7 to 11 inches. Delaware, Wilmington, snow begins Saturday morning around 10 a.m. Accumulation 5 to 9 inches. Storm ends Sunday afternoon around 1 p.m. Dover, 6 to 10 inches. The entire state of Delaware will see significant snow. Rehoboth Beach, coastal location, 8 to 13 inches with strong winds. Near blizzard conditions Saturday night into Sunday. Southern Delmarva Peninsula. This region includes parts of Maryland, Virginia, and Delaware. Salisbury, Maryland, 7 to 11 inches. Cambridge, Maryland, 6 to 10 inches. This area does very well with this storm track. The upper-level low parks right overhead Saturday afternoon and evening. New Jersey. This is where the forecast gets tricky. South Jersey, including Atlantic City, Cape May, Vineland. Snow begins Saturday late morning around 11 a.m. Accumulation 4 to 9 inches. The gradient is extremely tight. Move 50 miles and totals change by 6 inches. Peak Saturday evening. Strong winds gusting 40 to 50 miles per hour. Storm ends Sunday afternoon around 2 p.m. Central Jersey, including Trenton, New Brunswick, 2 to 6 inches. North Jersey, including Newark, Patterson, Jersey City, 1 to 4 inches. The track keeps the heavy snow south and east. North Jersey gets clipped but not buried. Storm timing Saturday late morning into Sunday afternoon. New York, New York City. All 5 boroughs. Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island. Snow begins Saturday around noon. Here is the honest forecast. The overnight models shifted this further east. That is bad news for New York City. Earlier runs showed 6 to 10 inches. Now it looks like 2 to 6 inches. The heavy precipitation shield stays offshore. You will see snow. But the jackpot totals miss the city to the east and south. Storm ends Sunday afternoon around 3 p.m. However, there is still uncertainty. If this shifts back west 50 miles, the city could see 8 inches. But right now, the trend is eastward. Long Island, this splits dramatically. Western Long Island, 3 to 7 inches. Eastern Long Island, especially Montauk, 8 to 14 inches. Montauk could see near blizzard conditions Sunday. Wind gusts 50 to 60 miles per hour. This is the far eastern tip reaching into the Atlantic. It gets hammered. Albany, too far north and west, 1 to 3 inches from wraparound snow. Syracuse, same. Buffalo and Rochester, separate lake effect Sunday and Monday. 3 to 8 inches of lake effect possible, but that is a different system. Connecticut, Bridgeport, 4 to 8 inches. Begins Saturday early afternoon, ends Sunday afternoon. New Haven, 4 to 8 inches. Hartford, 3 to 7 inches. Stamford, 3 to 7 inches. New London, coastal location, 5 to 10 inches. The southern coast does better than inland areas. Rhode Island, Providence, 6 to 12 inches. This is a good setup for Rhode Island. Snow begins Saturday early afternoon around 1 p.m. Peak Saturday evening into Sunday morning. Blizzard conditions possible. Wind gusts 50 to 60 miles per hour. This storm has strengthened overnight. The impacts for Rhode Island have increased. Storm ends Sunday afternoon around 4 p.m. Newport, 7 to 13 inches with very strong winds along the coast. Warwick, 6 to 12 inches. Pawtucket, 6 to 12 inches. Massachusetts. This is where the forecast changed dramatically overnight. Earlier models showed Boston getting buried with 18 inches. The new runs shifted it east. Boston. Snow begins Saturday afternoon around 2 p.m. The GFS model shows 3 to 6 inches. The European model shows 8 to 14 inches. There is huge disagreement. My forecast, 6 to 12 inches. I am leaning toward the European solution because it has been more consistent. But no, there is uncertainty. If the GFS is right, you get clipped. If the European is right, you get a major blizzard. Peak Sunday morning. Blizzard conditions likely Sunday, with wind gusts 60 to 70 miles per hour. This will be a high-impact storm for Boston regardless of the exact snowfall. Travel will be dangerous. Power outages are likely. Storm ends Sunday evening around 6 p.m. Worcester, 5 to 10 inches. Springfield, Western Mass, 2 to 6 inches. The heavy snow stays east. Cape Cod. This is the jackpot zone. Hyannis, Chatham, Provincetown, 10 to 20 inches. This is a full-blown blizzard for the Cape. Wind gusts 65 to 75 miles per hour. This is a life-threatening situation for Cape Cod. Snow begins Saturday afternoon around 3 p.m. Peak Sunday morning through early afternoon. Heavy banding will bring snow rates of 3 to 4 inches per hour at times. This is a fast-moving but intense storm. Visibility will be near zero for hours. Highway 6 will be impassable. If you are on Cape Cod now, you need to prepare for a multi-day isolation event. Storm ends Monday morning around 7 a.m. Yes, Cape Cod deals with this longer than anyone else. Martha S. Vineyard and Nantucket, 8 to 18 inches with blizzard conditions. Same timing as Cape Cod. New Hampshire. Portsmouth, 7 to 14 inches. Begins Saturday afternoon around 3 p.m. Peak Sunday morning. Strong winds. Ends Sunday evening around 7 p.m. Manchester, 5 to 11 inches. Nashua, 5 to 11 inches. Concord, 4 to 10 inches. The northern part of the state is on the edge of the heavier snow. Maine. Portland, 8 to 15 inches. Begins Saturday afternoon around 4 p.m. Peak Sunday morning. Blizzard conditions possible with wind gusts 50 to 60 miles per hour. Ends Monday morning around 8 a.m. Bangor, 7 to 14 inches. Augusta, 6 to 13 inches. Lewiston, 7 to 14 inches. Down East Maine, including Bar Harbor, 10 to 20 inches. Full blizzard conditions Sunday into Monday. Wind gusts 65 to 75 miles per hour. This is a dangerous, life-threatening situation for Down East Maine. Heavy banding will bring extreme snowfall rates. This area could see some of the highest totals of the entire storm. Storm ends Monday afternoon around 2 p.m. Vermont, Burlington, 3 to 8 inches. Begins Saturday evening around 5 p.m. Ends Sunday evening. Most of Vermont stays on the western edge and misses the heavy snow. Montpelier, 3 to 8 inches. Rutland, 2 to 7 inches. Now let me tell you about everywhere else because this affects the entire eastern United States. Tennessee, Knoxville, 1 inch possible Saturday morning in higher elevations east of the city. This is right on the edge. Nashville, no snow, just brutally cold. Wind chills Saturday morning will be 5 to 10 degrees. Memphis, no snow. Wind chills 0 to 5 degrees Saturday morning. Chattanooga, trace to 1 inch possible in higher terrain south of the city. Kentucky, Lexington, trace to 2 inches Saturday morning. The moisture does not make it this far west. Louisville, maybe a dusting. Wind chills will be 0 to 5 degrees Saturday morning. That is the story for Kentucky. Not the snow, the cold. Eastern Kentucky mountains, 1 to 3 inches possible in the highest elevations. West Virginia, Charleston, 4 to 8 inches Saturday. This is higher terrain. Snow does better. Morgantown, 3 to 7 inches. Beckley, 7 to 12 inches. Beckley is over 2,000 feet elevation. The mountains enhance the snowfall significantly. Bluefield, 8 to 13 inches. Near the Virginia border at high elevation. Ohio, Cincinnati, dusting to 1 inch Saturday. Columbus, trace to 1 inch. Cleveland, 1 to 3 inches Saturday. Then lake effect Sunday brings another 3 to 7 inches. Toledo, 1 to 2 inches. Akron, 2 to 4 inches Saturday plus lake effect. Michigan, Detroit, 1 to 3 inches Saturday. Then the real story is lake effect Sunday and Monday. Grand Rapids. Lake effect Sunday through Tuesday could bring 8 to 16 inches. This is separate from the coastal storm. Marquette, Upper Peninsula. Heavy lake effect, 10 to 20 inches possible Sunday through Wednesday. Indiana, Indianapolis, trace to 1 inch Saturday. Fort Wayne, 1 to 3 inches. South Bend, 2 to 5 inches Saturday. Then lake effect Sunday adds another 4 to 8 inches. Wisconsin, Milwaukee, 1 to 3 inches Saturday. Madison, trace to 2 inches. Green Bay, 2 to 5 inches Saturday. Illinois, Chicago, trace to 2 inches Saturday. The main story is not the snow, it is the cold. Wind chills. Saturday morning will be 15 to 25 degrees below zero. Rockford, 1 to 3 inches. Springfield, trace to 1 inch. Now here's what happens after the snow. The cold, brutal, Record-breaking cold. Sunday night into Monday morning will feature the coldest temperatures of the winter. Charlotte. Low of 10 degrees Monday morning, wind chill below zero. Raleigh. Low of 12 degrees, wind chill 0 to 5 degrees. Richmond. Low of 16 degrees, wind chill 5 degrees. Norfolk, low of 18 degrees. Washington, D.C., low of 19 degrees. Baltimore, low of 18 degrees. Philadelphia, low of 20 degrees. New York City, low of 22 degrees. Boston, low of 16 degrees, wind chill 0 to 5 degrees. Portland, Maine, low of 8 degrees, wind chill 10 below zero. These are dangerous, life-threatening temperatures. If you lose power, you could be in serious trouble. And here is what nobody is talking about. Power outages are already happening before this storm hits. Right now, this moment, over 260,000 homes are without power. Tennessee, 103,000 homes without power from the ice storm earlier this week. Mississippi, 100,000 homes without power. Louisiana, 52,000 homes without power. Texas, 10,000 homes without power. Montana, 7,000 homes. Kentucky, 6,000 homes. California, 5,000 homes. Washington State, 4,000 homes. These people are going into this snowstorm already without power, already cold, already struggling. And this storm is about to make it worse. When you combine heavy wet snow with high winds, you get more power outages. Tree branches snap, power lines come down, transformers explode. Expect widespread power outages from North Carolina to Maine. Some areas could be without power for days. Charge all devices now. Have flashlights ready. Have batteries. Have a way to stay warm without electricity. If you have a fireplace, stock firewood. If you have a generator, test it now and have fuel. Never run a generator indoors or in a garage. Carbon monoxide kills silently. Now let me tell you about the winds, because this is not just a snow story. Wind gusts Saturday night into Sunday will be extreme along the coast. Outer Banks of North Carolina, 70 to 90 miles per hour. That is not a typo. 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts are possible. That is Category 1 hurricane force winds with snow. Virginia Beach, 60 to 70 miles per hour. Ocean City, Maryland, 50 to 60 miles per hour. Rehoboth Beach, 50 to 60 miles per hour. Atlantic City, 40 to 50 miles per hour. Eastern Long Island, 50 to 60 miles per hour. Cape Cod, 65 to 75 miles per hour. Down East Maine, 65 to 75 miles per hour. These winds create blizzard conditions even with moderate snowfall. Visibility drops to zero. Snow drifts pile 6 to 10 feet high in some areas. Travel becomes impossible. Even emergency vehicles cannot operate. Wave heights offshore will reach 18 to 22 feet off the Outer Banks. 20-foot waves, that is taller than a two-story house. Rip currents will be deadly. Coastal flooding is guaranteed. The Outer Banks will see significant beach erosion. Homes are at risk. If you live on the beach in North Carolina or Virginia, secure everything you can. Move valuables to higher floors. Consider evacuating inland. Western Florida will also see high winds from this system. Wind gusts 50 to 60 miles per hour Saturday night along the Gulf Coast. Waves 8 to 10 feet. This affects Tampa, St. Petersburg, Sarasota, Fort Myers. Secure outdoor furniture. Expect some coastal flooding at high tide. The northern Bahamas will see the same, 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts. This system is massive. Its impacts stretch over 1,000 miles. Now here is the part that should terrify you. Another storm is coming next weekend, 7 to 8 days from now. Another Arctic blast, another potential snowstorm. The pattern is locked. Cold air keeps pouring down from Canada, disturbances keep riding along the jet stream, and the setup looks similar to this weekend. The GFS model shows another coastal storm forming next Saturday or Sunday, potential for another significant snow from the mid-Atlantic to New England. It is too early for exact forecasts, but the pattern is clear. This is not a one-and-done situation. This is a sustained, cold and snowy pattern that could last through mid-February. Let me tell you what you need to do right now. Today, Thursday afternoon, do not wait until tomorrow. Get to the store now, before the crowds, before the shelves empty. Water, non-perishable food, batteries, flashlights, medications. Fill all prescriptions today. Get gas for your vehicle. Fill up today. Gas stations may lose power. Even if they do not, you do not want to be out looking for gas Saturday morning. Get cash. ATMs may not work without power. Have some cash on hand, $50 to $100 minimum. Prepare your home. Bring in outdoor furniture. Bring in hanging plants. Anything that can blow away in 50-mile-per-hour winds needs to come inside. Check your gutters and downspouts. Make sure they drain properly. Heavy snow plus melting equals water damage if your gutters are clogged. Check your roof. If you have missing shingles or damage, get it fixed now. Heavy snow loads can cause roof collapses, especially on older structures. Check your heating system, make sure it works, change your filter, have a backup plan if you lose power. If you have a wood stove or fireplace, clean it and stock wood. If you have space heaters, test them. Know where your main water shutoff is in case pipes freeze. Let faucets drip during extreme cold to prevent freezing. Check on neighbors, especially elderly neighbors or those with medical conditions. Make sure they have what they need. Make sure they have a plan if they lose power. Community matters during emergencies. We take care of each other. If you have pets, bring them inside. Do not leave dogs or cats outside during this storm. They will freeze. Have extra pet food in case you cannot get to the store for a few days. Have medications for pets as well. Cancel Saturday plans. Do not travel Saturday. Do not attempt to drive in this storm, even if you have four-wheel drive. Even if you have experience driving in snow. This is not normal snow. This is wind-driven snow with near zero visibility and ice underneath. People will die on the road Saturday. Do not be one of them. If you must travel, do it today or tomorrow. Saturday is not a travel day. If you have flights Saturday or Sunday, check with your airline now. Airports will close. Flights will cancel. Charlotte Douglas Airport will shut down Saturday. Raleigh Durham will shut down. Norfolk will shut down. Richmond will have major delays. DC airports will have delays. Philadelphia will have delays. New York area airports will have significant delays and cancellations. Boston Logan will be a mess. Sunday, Portland will be very difficult. Even airports that do not get heavy snow will have delays because of high winds and de-icing needs. Schools will be closed Monday in many areas, maybe Tuesday as well. Roads will not be cleared immediately. This much snow takes days to clear. Side streets and neighborhoods may not see plows until Monday or Tuesday. Plan accordingly. Now let me tell you the timing in detail because this matters. Friday night into Saturday morning. Snow moves into the Carolinas. By Friday midnight, Charlotte has snow falling. By Saturday, 6 a.m., Charlotte has 6 inches on the ground. By Saturday noon, the I-77 corridor from Charlotte to Virginia is getting hammered, 2 to 3 inch per hour rates. By Saturday, 3 p.m., the storm is intensifying off the North Carolina coast. Bombogenesis is occurring. Pressure is dropping rapidly. Winds are increasing. The Outer Banks are getting destroyed. By Saturday, 6 p.m., the storm is impacting Virginia Beach and Norfolk. Blizzard conditions begin. By Saturday, 9 p.m., the storm is moving up the coast toward Delaware and South Jersey. By Saturday, 11 p.m., impacts reach Maryland and southern Delaware. By Sunday, 1 a.m., Atlantic City and Cape May are in the thick of it. By Sunday, 4 a.m., Long Island and Cape Cod are getting hit. By Sunday, 7 a.m., Boston is in full blizzard mode. By Sunday, 10 a.m., the storm is impacting New Hampshire and southern Maine. By Sunday, 1 p.m., down east Maine is getting destroyed. By Sunday, 6 p.m., the storm begins to pull away from coastal Massachusetts. By Monday morning, the storm is over the Canadian Maritimes. It is finally done, but the cold remains. Sunday night is the coldest night. Monday morning is brutal. Monday afternoon, temperatures struggle to reach the 20s in most places. Tuesday morning is cold again. The snow does not melt. It sits on the ground for days, maybe a week in some areas. Here's what I need from you. Comment below right now. Tell me where you are. Tell me your city. I will reply with your specific forecast. I will tell you exactly what to expect. Do not guess. Do not hope. No, I am here to help you prepare. I am reading every comment. I will respond to as many as I can. Share this video. Your family needs this information. Your friends need this information. Your neighbors need this information. This is not hype. This is not clickbait. This is a dangerous, high-impact winter storm. Historic snowfall is coming. Blizzard conditions are coming. Power outages are coming. People need to be prepared. Share it on Facebook. Share it on Twitter. Text the link. Email it. However you communicate, get this information out there. I have another update this afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern. I will have new model data. I will have refined forecasts. Tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, I am going live. You can ask questions in real time. I will be there for at least an hour going through everything. Friday morning, another update. Friday afternoon, another update. Friday night, live stream as the snow begins. Saturday morning, updates as the storm is happening. Saturday night, updates on impacts and power outages. Sunday morning, updates on where the storm is and when it ends. You need to stay tuned to this channel for the next 72 hours. This is the most important weather event of the winter. One more thing. After this storm passes, we have another one coming. Next weekend, another Arctic blast, another potential snowstorm. The pattern is locked in a repetitive cycle. Cold air, moisture, coastal storms. This could happen again and again through mid-February. February is often the snowiest month in the mid-Atlantic and Northeast. This pattern suggests we are entering an active period. Be prepared for multiple rounds of winter weather over the next few weeks. The bottom line, a snowcane is forming off the East Coast right now. Bombogenesis is occurring. Hurricane-force winds are coming with heavy snow. The Carolinas are getting buried. The Mid-Atlantic is getting slammed. New England is getting hit. Over 70 cities are in the path. Millions of people are affected. Power outages will be widespread. Travel will be impossible Saturday. This is a dangerous situation. Take it seriously. Prepare today, not tomorrow. Today, check on your neighbors, help each other, stay inside Saturday, stay safe. And stay tuned to this channel for constant updates. Comment your city below. Let me help you prepare. This storm is real, this storm is dangerous, and this storm is coming whether we are ready or not. But we can be ready.